Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're. Seems that we have more information coming out from Trump. Mostly, technically, it seems like it's good news rather than negative, which is good for once. But at the same time, is that I will come out with things that throughout this article and throughout this video that I will not always be citing exactly what Trump's been doing, if it's all been good, if he's lying or not. But it just seems like the media is lying. As we know, the media always tends to lie. And what we have with this is that we have this from the Salon, which is I'll get to the point. Don't worry, guys. This is so bad for Trump. Legal experts say leaked audio even more damning than indictment. Well, okay, we have that, but we'll be going over this. This is technically a lie, considering the fact that we have this here. We have this to where it says that Iran memo not among the 31 records underlying charges in federal Trump indictment. So what we have here is that the Defense Department memo on Iran at the heart of the now public audio recording that captured a July 21 meeting with former President Donald Trump is not part of the 31 counts of the willful intention of national defense formation charged in Special Counsel Jack Smith's indictment of the former president. A source familiar with the matter of confirmed to CBS News. In the recording of the meeting at Trump's Bedminster, New Jersey Golf Club, the former president can be heard apparently showing and discussing what he describes as highly confidential secret documents with aides. Sources say the documents are related to the plans for potential U.S. attack on Iran. It is highly confidential secret. This is secret information. Look. This Trump said in the audio tape obtained by CBS News. See, as president, I could have disclassified, but now I can't. Isn't that interesting? It's so cool. The document and the recording are described in the indictment Smith's team secured against Trump earlier this month, recounted as an alleged meeting with a writer, publisher, and 2 members of Trump's staff, none of whom possess a security clearance. But according to a source familiar with the matter, Trump was not charged with unlawfully holding on to the Iran-related document discussed in the Moore recording. Smith's 37-count indictment against Trump includes 31 charges of willfully and retaining national defense information. It generally outlines each of the 31 classified records that prosecutors allege Trump illegally kept without naming the subject matter. The Iran memo is not part of the list of the 31 records in the indictment, the source said. Throughout the years-long federal investigation into Trump's White House records, investigators have collected more than 300 documents with classified markings on them, including 173 seized during the execution of a search warrant at Trump's Florida residence last year. Multiple sources familiar with the investigation previously told CBS News that defense attorneys were not certain the Iran memo in question was ever recorded and returned to the government. Still, a 21 incident is one of 2 instances referenced in the indictment in which Smith describes Trump allegedly showing national defense information to individuals without proper clearance. Trump can be heard in the audio apparently acknowledging he had sensitive record after he left office and no longer had the power to declassify it. On Tuesday, Fox News asked Trump about the recording and he says that he did nothing wrong. My voice was fine, Trump told Fox News. What did I say wrong in those recordings? I didn't even see the recording. All I know is I did nothing wrong. We had a lot of papers stacked up. In fact, you could hear the rustle of the paper, and nobody just said I did anything wrong. In an interview, Trump told Semaphore and BBC News that he did not have any sensitive recordings, calling his discussion captured on the recording bravado. I just held up a whole pile of my desk is over with papers. I have papers from 25 different things, he said. Now we have this from Jack Posobiec, from saying, breaking. DOJ claims Trump is on tape showing classified documents on July 2021. The docs have never been found. But 6 days before, on July 15th, the New Yorker had an article where Milley accused Trump of wanting to strike Iran. Is it possible he was just holding the article? We have this here. Here is Jack Taper of CNN pushing the story just days before Trump's comments. Did Jake speak up when CNN published their exclusive audio? Trump's lawyer should subpoena him. We have this as well. What we're going on through here is that former President Donald Trump bragged about possessing a secret document that he could not show others because he did not declassify it in an audio recording obtained by CNN and the New York Times. Well, again, Trump on the recording, which was cited in the 37-count indictment handed down by a federal grand jury earlier this month, suggests he is holding a secret document detailing contingency plans to attack Iran while talking to the former chief of staff, Mark Meadows' autobiography, Ghost Writers. But how is that possible when part of that. The Iran thing is not part of the 31.7 count indictment, or rather the 31 or 31 indictments, or he's been charged for, right? Like he was not he was not charged for this. Like this is not part of the document at all, right? And it says the quote was not included in the indictment and may undermine Trump's claim to Fox News last week. There was no document. That was a massive amount of papers and everything else. Blah 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 blah. So we have this. So we have all these recordings here of Trump's trying to say this. But again, I want to stress this, that Trump could possibly be lying about this situation, but the one thing that they're talking about, the one thing the media is talking about here is not correct. We have this here. Trump says he wasn't holding classified documents mentioned in tape. I would say it was bravado. Former President Trump said he was not holding a classified document he was referring to in a 2021 audio recording that is being used as evidence in the federal classified and sensitive documents case against him. Trump, Smith and NBC News in an interview Tuesday that though he referred to documents during the meeting with an author and book publisher who were working on a memoir of former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, he did not actually have them. I would say it's bravado. If you want to know the truth, it was bravado, Trump said. I was talking and just holding up papers and talking about them, but I had no documents. I didn't even have any documents. So yeah, again, the primary reason why I have a huge issue with this as well is that they're talking about the Espionage Act, but the Espionage Act is essentially something that has to do with what we actually view it this year with the Espionage Act. It's like it made to a so Sayers it's made to a crime, espionage. It made it in a crime to convey information with the intent to interfere with the operation or success of the armed forces of the United States or to promote its enemy's success. This was punishable by death or imprisonment for not more than 30 years or both. Well, the thing is that what they're calling off with this here is that that documents at this Mar-a-Lago property after leaving the White House, including 31 counts of willful retention of national defense information in violation of the Espionage Act, which, again, it would have to convey information with the intent to interfere with the operation or success of the armed forces of the United States. Well, okay, that doesn't really make any sense. Then also we have a problem here, right? We have this that's saying that on July 2021, when he was no longer president, Trump gave an interview in his office at the Bedminster Club to a writer and a publisher in connection with then forthcoming book. The two members of Trump's staff also attended the interview, which was recorded with Trump's knowledge and consent. Before the interview, the media had published reports that at the end of Trump's term as president, the senior military official, appropriately feared that Trump might order an attack on country A, and that the senior military official advised Trump against doing so. Upon reading the writer, publisher, and his two staff members, Trump stated, "Look, what I found was the senior military official's plan of attack, read it, and just show it's interesting." Later in the interview, Trump engaged in the following exchange. "Well, with the senior military official, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack country A. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look, this was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him." And it says, here's Jack, of course, from Jack Posobiec again. Here is Jack Capo on CNN pushing the story just days before Trump's comments. Did Jake speak up when CNN published their exclusive audio? Trump's lawyers should subpoena him. This is from you're gonna have a fucking war. Mark Milley's fight to stop Trump from striking Iran. So yeah, again, this was days before. So how does Jack Taper and everybody else know about this exactly? It says that, but 6 days before, on July 15th, the New Yorker had an article where Milley accused Trump of wanting to strike Iran. So this is, again, you're going to have a fucking war. Mark Milley's fight to stop Trump from striking Iran. And again, we all learned that Trump was not going to do this, and he didn't do this. In fact, he tried to make peace deals. And what I mean by this here is that we go here. We go with this Trump peace deals, and then Trump has brokered a peace agreement between Sudan and Israel, the third such agreement between Israel and Iran, an Arab Muslim nation, in less than 3 months. Today, Israel and Sudan have agreed to make peace and to normalize relations, another landmark agreement brokered by President Trump. So this is what Trump has been doing. He's been making peace deals and stuff like that. So it's really odd to say he was going to attack Iran, but that wasn't the case. These people just want war, and they love it. Because what we're seeing from BlackRock, these people want war so they can profit out of this stuff. Lock him up already. The View gets wild as host suggests Trump selling dogs predict he gets 10 years in prison. They're saying that the View co-hosts Alyssa Farah Griffin and Sunny Hostin suggested ex-President Donald Trump could have been contemplating selling classified documents, and Joy Behar explained lock him up already in a wild segment. I think allegedly it is possible that he thought that he could sell them, that he thought he could. Well, everything about him is making money, so why not? Exactly. Yeah, I'm not saying everybody. I don't want to get sued. Okay, so Sunny Hostin says this, Joy Behar says this, and Sunny Hostin that Alyssa Farah Griffin. To be honest, I wonder that with the documents reportedly about the Saudis as well, because he obviously has financial interest in like Gulf. Okay, well, I don't want to speculate too much, but that is, I think, what this prosecutor is going to have to go into is he's already broken enough laws, whether there's intent and trying to undermine our U.S. national security behind it. But I mean, that's something that's. So what's the why? And you never have to prove the why to prove this case. You don't have to prove intent, but juries are going to want to know why did he do it. He's a grifter. I mean, short of this judge fundamentally screwed up the case, I don't see how he gets less than 5 to 10 years. He literally in this. Which is Joy Behar says lock him up already. Lock him up. Alyssa Farah Griffin says he discusses the intents of classified information with people without security clearances, and then acknowledges he can't declassify since he's not president. Sonny Houston is a cut and dried case. He has no defense, which is why I said a couple of weeks ago he's ripe for a plea. And I think I asked you this a couple of weeks ago. Well, he's someone who would take a plea, but that would have to include jail time. Again, that's fine if you guys actually believe this, even though you're a bunch of bloody idiots. But the reality is that what's his name? Joe Biden is also a victim of doing this. He's had classified documents. He's been shown and proven that he's been giving it to outside countries and stuff like that, especially Hunter Biden, and so has Hillary Clinton. So you guys really need to lock these people up too, because they're just as bad, if not worse, than Trump is, right? They are also victims of this. They are not victims, but criminals of this matter. So if you're going to go after Trump, you have to go after these individuals as well. You can't have a two-party system and suspect, this is the thing. We have this. Why did Trump have a right to keep the documents? This is from Washington Journal. The implications of the Clinton and sock drawer case, laid out in an op-ed at Clinton's sock drawer in Trump's boxes, shouldn't be derided. The Constitution and the Presidential Records Act aren't as simple as former Attorney General Bill Barr and letter James Wendell. Not every record created by a federal agency is an agency record, as then Judge Merrick Garland and two of his colleagues on the D.C. Circuit concluded in 2013 in another Judicial Watch case concerning White House visitors' logs maintained by the Secret Service. Records created by an agency for the president and intended to be controlled by the president aren't agency records. Why not? Separation of powers. As Judge Garland explained, if records requested and intended to be controlled by the president were agency records, a potentially serious congressional intrusion into the conduct of the president's daily operations would exist. The recent indictment implies that Donald Trump received the 31 records when he was president and that he intended to control them because he placed them in boxes, retaining them. At this point, only the government knows whether those records were created for President Trump. But that fact probably doesn't matter. Another D.C. Circuit panel in 2023 explained that the purpose of the agency record exception in the Presidential Records Act was to prevent a president from defining presidential records as all records produced or received by or in the possession or under the control of any government agency or employer of the United States. The indictment, however, doesn't allege that Mr. Trump swooped down into agencies, took records that didn't belong to him, and hid them in boxes. It claims that he kept records received by him as president. 30 years of legal precedent suggests that the records Mr. Trump retained aren't agency records, and that his decision to maintain the records can't be second-guessed. Agreed. So, again, he had the authority and the ability to detain these records, detain these documents. He also has the ability to declassify and unclassify and classify records. That's the power of the president. So when we have this, when we have Trump makes peace deals here, and then we go out and say that Joe Biden classified documents, we have this here, right, too, right? That between November 2022 and 2023, approximately 25 to 30 classified documents were discovered by President Joe Biden's attorneys in former office at the Penn Center in, what have you. We have this. The FBI searched Biden's home and found more classified documents. So again, this is all. We have this here, and then we have Hillary Clinton classified documents. Clinton's handling of classified information, and then we have this all this here. Why Biden Clinton classified documents cases differ from Trump's. So yeah, again, these people had classified documents when they shouldn't been able to have classified documents to begin with, because of Biden again was VP, vice president, so he's not allowed to have access to them, and then he goes out and does all the other things. So again, we have to come to the conclusion here that if you're going to jail or punish Trump for this, punish the rest of them, because what you people are not being consistent, you're lying, and it's starting to really piss me off. Alright guys, that's the video. Like, subscribe, share, and always take care.